King Paimon is a major demonic figure in Hereditary. Originating from the 17th century grimoire, The Lesser Key of Solomon, Paimon is one of the kings of hell, often depicted with a host of supernatural powers. In the film, Paimon needs a male host to manifest fully, and this necessity drives the dark and tragic events that befall the Graham family. One of the most critical symbols in Hereditary is the Sigil of Paimon. This symbol appears throughout the movie, foreshadowing the sinister events that are to come. Less than 10 minutes before Charlie's death, the symbol is seen carved into the telephone pole that ultimately decapitates her. This clue indicates that Charlie's death was predestined, a necessary step to transfer Paimon's spirit into a male host, Peter. Hereditary is filled with such meticulous details, with director Ari Aster ensuring that every viewing reveals new layers of meaning. The symbol of Paimon is a constant reminder of the family's doomed fate, orchestrated by the cult led by the grandmother. Charlie's death is one of the most shocking moments in Hereditary. As Peter drives Charlie to the hospital after she suffers an allergic reaction, he swerves to avoid hitting an animal, and Charlie, seeking fresh air, sticks her head out of the window. The decapitation symbolizes the release of Paimon from an imperfect vessel, as Paimon needs a male body to fully realize his powers. This event sets the stage for Paimon's eventual possession of Peter. The foreshadowing of Charlie's death is also discussed in the classroom scene, where they discuss Heracles' predestined fate. This scene subtly hints at the predetermined destiny of the Graham family, reinforcing the idea that their lives are controlled by an unseen demonic force. The grandmother, a central figure in a cult dedicated to Paimon, orchestrates much of the horror that unfolds. The cult's goal is to secure a suitable male host for Paimon. Throughout the film, it's evident that the family's fate is controlled by the cult's machinations. The classroom scene where Peter's class discusses Greek mythology foreshadows this lack of control, highlighting the illusion of free will and the inevitability of their tragic destiny. In this scene, Peter's class learns about Heracles' fatal flaw and the predetermined nature of his fate, drawing a parallel to the Graham family situation. The mention of characters being pawns of a greater power underscores the film's central theme. The family members are mere pawns in a demonic plan orchestrated by the cult and Paimon. Annie, the mother, plays a crucial role in the unfolding horror. Her actions, influenced by the cult, inadvertently aid in the transfer of Paimon's spirit. After conducting a seance to communicate with Charlie, she unknowingly invites Paimon into their home. The lens flares and light effects in the film signify Paimon's presence and manipulation, further highlighting the supernatural forces at play. Annie's descent into madness and her eventual possession symbolize the overwhelming power of Paimon and the cult's influence. Her attempt to destroy Charlie's sketchbook, which she believes is the source of the curse, results in her husband's death, another testament to the cult's control and the futility of resistance. The film's climax occurs when Peter, after jumping out of the attic window, is possessed by Paimon. This final act of possession is signified by Peter's confusion and the clicking sound he makes, a sound associated with Charlie and Paimon. The cult's ritual is complete, and Paimon now has a suitable male host. Peter's transformation is marked by his dazed expression and the submissive bowing of the cult members, recognizing him as their new king. The film ends with a chilling coronation scene, with the cult chanting and praising Paimon, solidifying his presence in the mortal world. Hereditary is rich with themes of inherited trauma, mental illness, and the inescapable nature of fate. The demonic elements and the influence of Paimon serve as metaphors for the family's internal struggles and the destructive legacy passed down through generations. The film's title itself, Hereditary, hints at the inevitability of these inherited curses. The decapitation motif, seen in the deaths of Charlie and later Annie, signifies the severing of control and the complete domination of Paimon's will. The beheadings also connect to various occult practices where the head is considered the seat of the soul, necessary for demonic rituals. In addition, the constant presence of the Paimon symbol throughout the film indicates the predetermined nature of the Graham family's fate. The grandmother's involvement with the cult and her role in grooming Charlie and later Peter for Paimon's possession illustrate how deeply the family's destiny is intertwined with these dark forces. Several other symbolic elements in Hereditary contribute to its unsettling atmosphere. For example, the miniature houses and dioramas created by Annie reflect her desire to control and understand her environment, mirroring the manipulation and control exerted by the cult over her family. The recurring motif of beheading not only symbolizes the release of Paimon's spirit, it's also a metaphor for the loss of agency and the ultimate dominance of the demonic forces. The family's gradual descent into madness and chaos is marked by these brutal and symbolic acts. Another significant symbol is the blue light or lens flare that appears whenever Paimon exerts his influence. This visual cue helps the audience identify moments of possession or supernatural manipulation, further emphasizing the pervasive presence of Paimon throughout the film. While the supernatural elements are central to Hereditary, the film also delves deeply into psychological horror. The characters' mental and emotional states are explored in detail, with themes of grief, guilt, and trauma playing crucial roles in their development and interactions. Annie's strained relationship with her mother and her own experiences with mental illness create a backdrop of psychological tension that heightens the horror of the supernatural events. The film blurs the lines between reality and hallucination, making it difficult for both the characters and the audience to distinguish between what is real and what is influenced by Paimon. Hereditary is a masterclass in horror, combining psychological terror with supernatural elements to create a deeply unsettling experience. The film's meticulous attention to detail, from the symbols of Paimon to the carefully orchestrated events leading to the family's downfall, ensures that each viewing reveals new insights. Ari Aster's direction and the powerful performances by the cast, especially Toni Collette, bring to life a story that is as much about personal demons as it is about literal ones. Hereditary challenges viewers to consider the nature of fate, the impact of family trauma, and the existence of malevolent forces beyond our control. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the demonic symbols in Hereditary. If you enjoyed this exploration, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more analyses of your favorite horror films. Let us know in the comments what movie symbols you'd like us to explore next. Stay safe, and beware of the signs that may be hidden in plain sight.